Wow, really?
Yeah, no, I
That's how
figured you'd love that.
we're starting that. We're starting it off like that, huh?
I figured you'd love it.
I guess this is a good time to announce that the Four Idiots is no longer a thing. Just kidding.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Good humor all around.
oh no.
Oh, no. Yeah, we took a bit of a break for pretty much all of December.
Well, we pursued different avenues. I don't think any of us took a break.
It was more like I was sick, you were busy, then we went off on separate vacations, and
And like, yeah, I mean, if we wanted to quickly allude also to Four Idiots, like Eno was moving.
yeah.
So like, yeah, like we all took a kind of break from what we were doing. But yeah, we're back.
Yay!
Yay.
Now we're here. We have no energy for this. You gonna be okay? You gonna live?
Yeah. No, we're good. We're back.
All right. We are back
Back again.
to talk about Keith Courage and Alpha Zones.
Tell a friend. Guess who's
Shady is back.
Guess who's back? Guess who's... Yeah.
I don't remember the lyrics when he actually starts rapping. That's pretty much just the beginning's all I remember.
I created a monster. Nobody wants to see Marshall no more. They want Shady. I'm chopped liver. Well, if you want Shady, this is what I'll give you. A little bit of weed mixed with some hard liquor.
Some vodka.
That'll jumpstart my heart fast. Yeah, we're not going to devolve into spouting lyric. Oh, wait. New podcast idea.
Uh-oh.
Dramatic readings of rap lyrics.
I have
Oh,
99 problems. And in fact, a bitch is not one.
a bitch is not one of those.
Although, if you ask me on separate times of the week, maybe.
Okay, I sincerely hope she doesn't listen to this. You're gonna be in shit.
Oh, no, I wasn't referring to her. I was just trying to add something to it.
Oh.
Thanks, asshole. Dear, if you do actually listen to this, I'm not upset at you. Don't listen to him. Sorry.
I think that's what everybody would probably have thought, though. It just...
I almost honestly said, depending on what time of the month you talk to me, I would have said that. I was like, maybe I should.
That's a little too misogynistic.
Yeah, and then you somehow made what I said misogynistic anyway, so.
Well, you know, like, before the intro theme, it would have been what you said, somehow. Just so, like, the first taste of anybody gets when we're back is John being a misogynist.
Great!
No, but seriously, I think anybody... Like, it sounded a little personal when you said that, so I was just
No,
shit.
not at all. Not at all.
Okay.
It's just, I've had bad relationships, so you could look at it that way, but I'm not saying that about my current relationship.
Fuck, haven't we all?
And to state for the fact, because I'm sure someone's wondering, no, she's not currently in the room or in the house, so.
Or in the house, otherwise I would not be talking to Paul, because I'm not allowed to do that anymore.
I've been grounded. This is me breaking my grounding.
Have you been
I'm
hanging
sorry.
out with that friend of yours? No.
Oh, dear.
I promise.
You told me not to, dear.
Instead, I've been playing Keith Courage in Alpha Zones.
Yeah, and I'm so sorry.
I haven't been playing that game.
You haven't played it at all,
No.
have you?
No.
It's a game I remember from my childhood. One that I wanted to actually see the ending of, so which is why I suggested it.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't really much to the game.
It doesn't look like it controls well at all.
It controls okay. To be honest.
Really? Okay, it looks stiff from like
It is stiff. It is stiff, but it does have decent like air control.
I did watch a little video of it, with no commentary or anything because I wanted to hear the music and everything else and whatnot.
Yeah.
Basically experience it without actually having the controller in my hand. It looked like it was stiff, but maybe it was just this weird contrast between when you're in the suit and when you're not.
Yeah, because in the suit you move a lot faster.
Yeah.
When you're just Keith, it just kind of feels weird.
I really like the sprite models in that game.
Well, that was one of the big things about the TurboGrafx 16. It could just do gigantic sprites that looked really good.
Yeah.
This was supposed to be the selling point.
Was it?
No.
I think the selling point was it was a pack-in game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there you go.
Now, if you want to see a TurboGrafx 16 with like the biggest sprites in the world, you want to play China Warrior.
China Warrior.
And I almost suggested China Warrior
Why didn't you?
because I was hoping Keith Courage would be a good game.
Oh, okay.
Just China Warrior kind of isn't. You were like a giant sprite of what is basically Bruce Lee that takes up about a third of the screen that just walks to the left or right, battling like ninjas, and you fight like Karnov, trying to save, I assume China. I don't remember if you're fighting for your girlfriend or fighting for China.
Hmm. Okay. I mean, I would fight for China before I fight for my girlfriend. But maybe that's just because I'm a red nationalist.
Now I need to hope that your girlfriend's not listening.
You know what? I hope she is because we need more listeners. At least you'll give me feedback.
Feedback in the form of no nookie.
Bitch slaps. Yeah, something like that. But, like, okay. So I can attest to how this game plays. It doesn't look like it's interesting at all.
Not really.
Uh,
Apparently, it's one of those like anime-based games that came out over here and they changed everything in it.
yeah, I could totally see that. Like, the art style is pretty good. Definitely for the time, like it was 89 or whatever, right? When the TurboGrafx came out.
89 or 90, yeah.
Yeah, like if it was Japanese, maybe it was a bit earlier. I don't know. It doesn't matter, but it was like either 90 or 89. I can't remember which one. Um, and at that time, like I'm sure the graphics just blew everything else out of the way. So in that regard, maybe it's great. But I like the art direction of the sprites, like I said before, like these weird things with giant guns strapped to them, sort of.
Oh yeah, the giant walking gun with sunglasses.
Yeah, stuff like that. It's pretty good.
The game came out in Japan August 30th, 1988, and it came out over here August 29th, 1989, so 1 day shy of a year.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah. I guess like I'll have to ask for your opinion on the gameplay. Like, is it worth playing through?
No.
Okay.
It turns into a massive grind fest halfway through. Because every time you go to like a new world, there's usually an option to buy a new, more powerful sword.
Yep.
But it costs like a ridiculous amount of money. I think like the final sword costs like 4,200 gold.
Mm-hmm.
And killing an enemy will drop anywhere from, I believe, 10 to 30 gold.
Okay.
Although there's one point where there's just like constant stream of respawning enemies that run towards you that you can just keep attacking for lots of gold.
Yeah. The guy I was watching, he got to one of those parts with like the cats.
Yep.
Yeah, and there's just like one part where you're at the top of the screen and they're just constantly coming at you, and he would just keep attacking and get like 1,000 gold that way.
That is exactly the point I was thinking of.
Okay.
And
yeah, like
they're like the red cats or the red coins are worth like 200 gold or something like that.
oh, okay. And also like he was taking quite a bit of damage. There's some parts that looks like you can't avoid at all. You just have to take the damage, which seems okay because he didn't die too easily anyway.
Yeah, no, you tank pretty well in the normal stages.
Yeah, so like
in the robot suit stages, it's a lot rougher.
yeah, I guess it makes sense now you telling me that the swords get pretty expensive because there were opportunities he had to heal as he was a human going along the way, and he only had like one health bar left. And I was like, why isn't he doing anything? But then like it's probably because he didn't want to spend all his money because it's 400 gold to heal.
Yeah, no, the healing's really expensive. I found myself doing it a lot regardless, but you can take like 3 or 4 hits per heart.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you touch spikes, and I think spikes are insta-kill.
The red glowy ones or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think even in normal, I think when you're just Keith, you can be killed by spikes.
So how long is this game anyway?
7 worlds where each world you play as Keith and then you play as the robot suit.
Okay.
And each robot suit stage ends in a boss fight.
Yep.
The final boss has a glitch where if you get behind him before the fight properly starts,
Mm-hmm.
he never moves.
Great.
Or attacks.
Can you beat him that way, or does it just glitch out?
Yeah, you can beat him.
Oh, okay.
You
Cool.
can attack him from behind and kill him. That's actually what I did because I was just like, fuck this. I just want to finish the game.
Okay, because there is a game I've been playing lately that's an indie game, and like during the boss type areas, if you accidentally glitch it out so the boss gets in front of you at a point, you just can't finish that stage and have to
Ew.
die. Yeah, so like I'm a little weary of games that like can glitch out but then make an impossible win scenario.
No, thankfully nothing like that in this game.
The Kobayashi Maru or whatever. Is that it? I can't remember. I'm not a Star Trek
Is
nerd.
isn't Oh yeah, the unwinnable scenario. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Okay. So there you go. Star Trek on Retro Killscreen.
Damn.
It technically fits the name. So it works, people. It works.
It is retro.
Yay. You
And
know
they
what
did
else is retro that I'm going to talk about now because I haven't been playing this game and played a better game?
what?
Is Low G Man.
Oh man, low G man.
Low G.
Low G.
Okay, did you have any nostalgia for this? Because I didn't, and I
No
played it.
nostalgia. No, first time I played it was 2005 or no 6 or 7.
Yeah, like probably around graduation or right after high school, right?
I've been in university for like 3 or 4 years when I played it.
2006. Yeah, that would have been
2003
3 years.
is when I graduated high school.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay, I would have played this around the end of high school, so probably about 2004-ish. Same timeline, I guess. Anyways, yeah, I don't have any nostalgia for it, and because of it, I like, or in spite of it, maybe I'm still enjoying it quite a bit. Uh, I mean, for anyone that doesn't know, I guess it's just kind of a weird game. It's you know how Mario was called Jumpman?
Yep.
This is like actual Jumpman. Like
Finally, Jumpman gets his due.
like you start off. I can't remember his name. Does the guy even have a name, or is he just Low
I,
G
I,
Man?
I think it's they say like aliens or monsters invading. Like then they say something like we'll summon Low G Man.
Okay, so Low G Man is a guy that can jump really high, and like any other game, you get power ups and different weapons and stuff. But you start off with a gun that's like a freeze ray. But the weird thing is, you actually have a spear, and that's what does your damage. So you would freeze things in place and then just kind of like jump on top of them and spear them in the head and stuff like that, which is kind of amazing. I like that quite a bit. I've been playing it lately, like again with a 360 controller. I played it originally on the Nintendo, so it was fine there. It doesn't feel good on the 360 controller, I'll say.
Which D-pad? Or did you use the stick?
No, the crappy D-pad, and that's why.
Oof,
Because
yeah.
you need the analog, like when you're pushing down, it's just down. Otherwise, it won't register properly. And that's annoying, especially since the freeze ray only lasts a certain amount of time depending on how hard the enemy is, and some
And
enemies.
how upgraded your weapon is too.
Yeah, and you can like aim up as well for aerial enemies. So going back into it, I forgot about that, and I was just like, why is this so hard? Because I was trying to run and dodge everything, and it was the worst time ever. But taking it slowly, it gets. It's one of these weird games that it's like a platformer that you would feel like Mario, where you're trying to just kind of get across it as fast as possible. But it really rewards you in the same way that like a Demons or Dark Souls does these days by being methodical and just kind of like taking your time, even though there's a time limit, because it's requires very precise actions where like you're gonna freeze this guy, jump on his head, take him out, and then like a flying enemy might come as you're doing that and stuff like that. So,
I remember just there being so many ridiculous enemies to fight in that game. Like
oh,
just
totally.
non-stop barrage.
Yeah, there really is. Like, it's one of these games that you need to keep progressing to see the enemies. Like, the sprites aren't just there at some point, like, they load in or whatever. So, as you're going closer, and because you have to jump onto an enemy or go right underneath them to stab them, you're still moving the screen, and then as you're doing that, getting ready to kill one enemy, another one will pop on the screen as you're doing that and stuff, and it gets really weird at some point. Especially, like the last boss was weird too, or not the last boss, sorry, the first boss, because I was
That
just
giant tank that just kind of rolls in.
yeah, it's like a weird crane tank, only instead of like a crane lift, it just shoots out of the top of it. It's like
And you have to freeze or kill the driver. I forget what it is.
yeah. Well, you have to just kind of jump on it right above the driver and then just take him out. Or if you have any of the like upgraded laser weapons, like the laser ball thing or whatever, you can shoot the driver right from where you're standing. But I find it more interesting to just jump on top of the machine and take it out that way. But Yeah, I don't know. Low G man.
It's got a really good like jingle to it too. Whenever you beat a stage,
Totally.
do 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 something like that.
Yeah. Like I'm just looking at it now as well, and it's pretty late into the cycle too. It was 1990 came in.
Wow.
I thought it was a lot earlier than that, but
Yeah. I can see my copy right now.
oh, I didn't know you actually owned it.
Yeah, no, I picked it up a while ago.
Have you played through it?
I have not beaten it, but I got to like World 3 when I was playing it on an emulator.
Yeah.
The stages get ridiculously hard later on, but I don't know. I had a lot of fun playing it.
I just love that name, Low G Man. Like amazing. Anyways, that's all I've been doing. So I think I won.
Okay, if we're gonna count retro games we've been playing in between, like the month and a half.
Oh shit.
There
Here
you
we
go.
go.
You brought this on.
Okay. Go ahead.
Battletoads, motherfucker, Battletoads.
Okay, I need to ask you your honest opinion
Okay.
about something. And like set aside the fact that you've been playing Battletoads quite a bit lately and that like
Quite a
you're
bit lately.
well like within the last year lately is what I mean. Cuz you've been playing it like this year quite a bit, right? Like 2012 to now.
I played it for a race in 2011,
Oh,
and
okay.
I played it at one time at your house.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
that was it for how much I played Battletoads in 2012.
Okay, but like you're at a point where you're quite comfortable with it so you can get pretty far in it and stuff like that.
Yeah, when I was at Magfest, I played it, and I got to the Dark Queen, so I got to the final boss.
Like, do you think that game's pretty actually good? Objectively, I mean. Like, because it feels like I don't know how to put this. There's this weird line. I don't know where the line is drawn between badly playing games and difficulty. Like, there's definitely things in that game that, like, no, this is just difficulty and you can get past it if you're good enough. But then there's parts where it's like, no, you kind of almost have to exploit everything because it plays weird.
Here's the thing. Do you consider Contra a good game?
I do, yes.
Then Battletoads is a good game.
Okay, why? Like, I'm asking your opinion on why.
Okay. Because they both go off the same kind of idea of it's a lot of it is just reaction. Like and reaction
And
memorization.
memorization.
Yeah,
Yeah.
memorization is the other key
I
thing.
mean, in that regards, like, is Mega Man a good game?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's the
Well,
thing. Like, it's hard for me to separate from Mega Man specifically because I've been playing it since I was a kid, so I'm so ingrained in that series that it feels fine to me. But like, if I were to just completely wipe my memory and play it for the first time today, I would probably hate those games. So that's why it's hard for me to separate from Battletoads as well, because I did have a little bit of nostalgia with it, but at the same time, I haven't played it as much as you have. So I don't know like where I stand on that. I'm kind of in the middle, and I'm just trying to find out where I think I am on that game specifically.
well, the thing with Battletoads is too like it's a lot of artificial difficulty. Like, oh shit, how was I supposed to know the gear was going to go this specific way in the tubes? Or
Mhm.
but a lot of it's like, oh, you need to know what's coming up, or you need to just react super fast. The window between reaction time and pure memorization is very small in a lot of places in the stage.
Yeah. And it is one of those games that is like the epitome of hard games on the NES where it's not fair. The
Yeah,
game is actively trying to kill you. And there is something to be said about I like that type of game. Maybe it's just that I don't care much about other aspects of Battletoads enough to overlook it. Like, I'm not sure. But then why do I like this little crappy blue sprite that jumps around and shoots a pellet?
because he's
So,
running around in his underwear.
I mean, maybe. That's probably why I had so much affinity for Dead Rising.
I was gonna say Super Ghouls and Ghosts, but yeah.
Yeah. Hmm. Interesting. So you've been playing that again, I guess you were saying?
Battletoads?
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was walking around Magfest, I was bored, and I was just like, I want to just play a game for fun. And Battletoads was there, and no one was on it, so I'm like, all right, well, I'll just sit down and play Battletoads.
hmm
And every time I played it, I got farther and farther.
hmm
So I played it 3 times during the week, each on a different day. And by the third day, I got to the Dark Queen, but I forgot what her fighting pattern was, so I ended up losing.
Can we both agree that Rat Race is some bullshit, though?
You know what? I Yes.
Okay, you're at the point, like, I'm gonna bring this up again. You're at the point where you've memorized it or whatever,
Well,
so
not
you can do it
memorized,
okay.
but I more or less know what to expect. I haven't gotten like the dodging between the patterns when you're falling down pat, but it's more like, okay, Rat 3 is gonna go stupid fast if I there's like two or three spots where I'm gonna get lose traction on them, and there's two or three spots where I can gain traction on them.
Hmm.
I don't know. I'm at the point where the first two parts of Rat Race are cake, and the third one I will know halfway through the run whether or not I fucked up.
Okay. I'm at the point where every time I play that, I just get frustrated and I don't care enough to memorize it. So
Yeah,
maybe
fair.
that, yeah. And that's quite late into the game too, and it's annoying because like if I could get past that, I could probably have fun again doing the other parts that are
Well,
more interesting.
if you got past that, then you would be at Klinger Winger.
Oh, I do remember playing Kleiner Wiener.
Yeah, it goes Rat Race, Klinger Winger, Revolution, which is the last stage.
See, Revolution, like I've seen that stage. I don't remember playing it ever.
Revolution's fun.
It
It's
looks
it's
fun.
it is a good stage. Checkpoints are a bit far in between, but it's a good stage.
Hmm. Yeah.
I almost think like it should have actually been Revolution, Rat Race, Klinger Winger, final boss instead of the order they have.
Wouldn't that almost be like three bosses in a row, though?
Well, that's what they do anyways.
Yeah, I guess.
Because
Like, why would they be any more lenient on you doing that? I guess.
true, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, and to be fair, like I don't is there. I don't even think there was a single. There's like one stage maybe or two that don't have bosses. Now I got to think about this. Terra Tubes doesn't have bosses. The ice stage doesn't have a boss. The volcano doesn't have a boss. Snakes doesn't have a boss. Okay, so never mind. It's more than I thought.
Hmm.
So at least a third of the stages don't have bosses. But yeah, the last three stages each have bosses.
Yeah. Hmm. Weird. So this went from talking about
Keith Courage.
Keith Courage to NES games. I think that goes to say how poor Keith Courage was.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm sorry, actual fans of Keith Courage, but it.
Or people that just like, you know what? I am gonna play along, and this is gonna be the first game I try that they suggested. It's like,
Well, we
what
gave
the
him enough
hell?
time for it.
Yeah, we've been gone for like a month.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, shit happens.
That's real life. This is not our job, so but we do it for fun, and we hope you play along for fun too.
Yay,
If
fun
you're
for
play,
everybody.
yeah, if you're not playing for fun, then I think you're playing for the wrong reasons.
You know what? Yeah, like
Yeah.
I know it just sounds like a stupid, obvious thing to agree with, but I've been at this weird point in like the other podcasts I do and talking to other people and stuff where they're being very critical lately about what video games are doing for like the medium and for
Hmm.
like the basically just like you know how film and literature and stuff they're very old mediums and they have like a certain artistic rapport now with them and video games aren't near that at all. So like some people get frustrated because there are some games that just try to focus on the part where it's like this is tickling the enjoyment parts of my brain
Yeah.
and that's enough, and people are like no, you have to do something profound or something. I'm at a point where I'm comfortable saying Far Cry 3 is one of the best games of this year. Eat it. It's
And
stupid, but like I don't know, it's just weird cuz doing this retro kill screen thing and revisiting these old games, like a lot of them aren't profound at all. Like Sonic CD, who gives a shit about a lot of the stuff in that?
Sonic fans.
Well, I mean, the thing is like it's enjoyable enough that I put time into it, and the same with DuckTales and stuff like that. I think it is enough that a video game is just an entertaining experience, and it took going back and seeing like almost the crawling stages of video games to kind of appreciate that more, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. And I like seeing so many people take things critically, and then there's me, a guy who talks about games where you're a giant toad using a unicycle to hang off of the wall as you're being chased by a disco ball.
And Uniracers, man, that game's great.
Fucking Uniracers.
Yeah.
Best game Grand Theft Auto team ever made.
I
There are
don't
people
know.
who
I don't know if I disagree.
are. That's the best
Oh,
part. There's probably people who legitimately feel like that too.
like, and they're totally in the right to, which is the thing, because as I look more and more at the Grand Theft Auto games, I don't like them that much. But I remember the good times I had with them, and that's what keeps me going with those, I guess. Anyways, so we've been talking a little bit, and by a little bit, I mean two texts back and forth to each other last night.
Yeah.
We're probably going to stay the course we have set out already, mainly because there are some games on here I am looking forward to revisiting again. But, like, we're going to get audience participation more in here, I think. Like, rather
Yeah,
than
I think that's a good idea. Every now and then we'll mix it up and do a game that someone from the audience suggests.
like rather than just saying like play along with us, it's just like, hey, what did you like that we should talk about? That might be like, I know, excuse me, we were a little like, oh, is that a good idea? Like, we don't want to get 100 requests for Final Fantasy VII or whatever. But then we put out a basic call on Twitter just today, and there's been some crazy different opinions on here.
Yeah.
Like Tetrisphere
Oh man, I've actually been meaning to play that.
and like Chameleon Twist 2.
I've not been meaning to play that.
I know, but it's just weird because I wasn't expecting some of these suggestions. So
You were expecting a lot of like standard games.
I was. But then, like, I guess it just goes to reason that people listening to a podcast where we talk about retro games know retro games. Probably
Yeah.
better than we do, even. Some of them, probably.
Maybe.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I want to play Bucky O'Hare at some point.
Oh yeah, you want to borrow that?
No, I mean to talk about on here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I played it before. It's
I was
really
gonna say
good.
like I can hand you my copy. I actually have my NES games alphabetized for once, so I can actually see where everything is right away.
Oh, weird.
It's kind of nice.
Yeah, that's
But then
weird.
Then I picked up like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 while I was gone.
Oh, you have to do the shelf shuffle now.
Yeah, I hate the shelf shuffle.
I know, it's the worst for movies. That's why I
And
don't
like,
buy movies anymore.
and one of the games is an A. I think it is alphabetically one of the first games I put in there. So it's just like, no, don't make me do that.
What game is it?
Adventures of Tom Sawyer.
Wow,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
I didn't like that game. Okay.
I picked it up because I remember playing it as a kid, and it was only like $3. I was like, yeah, let's see how it is.
Oh, for $3, yeah.
Yeah, let's see what I got here. Rad Racer 2,
Okay.
Godzilla Monster of Monsters, Dr. Chaos, Adventures of Tom Sawyer,
Mm-hmm.
Popeye,
Mm-hmm.
G.I. Joe: The Atlantis Factor,
Mm-hmm.
Sweet Home, and
Mhm.
Adventure Island 4.
Wow. Sweet
Yeah.
Home.
Yeah, I'm actually excited to play that.
Yeah. I have to be somewhere in the vicinity when you play that. Unless...
I might live stream it, actually. I've been debating the idea of doing a backlog live stream, where just like once a week or once a month, I pick a couple random games from my backlog that I've never played before, or I've only played a little bit of, and just start streaming it.
Mm-hmm. See how far you get into it.
Yeah, and see how interesting it is. Like, I don't know, because my game collection is kind of a crapshoot, so you never know what could come up.
Mr. Domino.
I don't know if people are prepared for another episode of No One Could Stop Mr. Domino.
I'm not prepared for another episode of Mr. Domino. Yeah.
No one is. Or I could play the sequel, Domino Rally.
Maybe they figured it out.
I think it plays completely different now that I think about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Weird.
Question for you. How do you pronounce this? Is Suikoden or Suikoden?
Suikoden.
Suikoden?
That's what I do anyway.
Okay.
I'm probably wrong.
I say Suikoden, so...
But then at the same time, I used to always say Ninja Gaiden,
Yeah,
and everyone said Gaiden.
but it actually is Gaiden.
I know, but like everyone told me I was wrong, so I've learned to not care about what other people say.
Suck it, English language.
Word. And with that, I think we're out. Are we suggesting something?
Are we going to keep it open for fan suggestion?
Uh,
We can talk about it, but then people can't play along?
Okay, I have an idea.
Uh-oh.
So next week was supposed to be Star Wars Shadow of the Empire and the N64 to continue with this kind of console thing that we've been doing. We got a call for some Nintendo 64 games. Let's choose one of those. and talk about it.
All right.
Because, yeah, nobody suggested Shadows of the Empire, but there were some good ones.
I think no one suggested it because they knew we were going to eventually cover it.
Like, maybe? Which is
That might be a bit of a stretch, I guess, what I'm saying. Though. I don't know.
the ultimate flaw in this logic. That, like, we said we would talk about it a month ago. So they're like, well, they're probably going to talk about it, so we shouldn't suggest it. But, like, do you want to talk about Super Mario 64? Because I think we could blow some minds with opinions on that.
Yeah, sure. I'd be
Yeah.
down to talk about Mario 64.
I'll try to be nice, too. In fact, you know what? I will actually plug in my N64 and play it again before I make radical comments that I would make today, like that game's the biggest piece of shit Nintendo's ever released.
Oh, smack talk! With the steel chair.
Smack talk with the steel chair.
From the top rope! It's on fire from downtown!
Oh, now I want to play like WrestleMania 2000 or something.
I went to a WWF No Mercy tournament at MagFest.
Oh, man.
And I got my ass kicked at that.
Oh, you were part of it.
Yeah. But it was a bunch of guys from Botchamania. I don't know if you've ever seen Botchamania or care about it.
I don't know what it is now.
It's basically like a clip show of like the worst botches in wrestling, like WWF, WWE.
Oh, okay. I have
Nitro.
seen these videos, yes.
Yeah. But all the little fan stuff from like episodes people were doing there. So like whenever someone would screw up in the game, we'd just start chanting, "You fucked up! You fucked up! You fucked up!" And just like completely going along with the crowd. Everyone in the room who was playing other games just kept staring at us because there was like 30 people doing that. It was hilarious.
Wow.
I almost don't care that I got my ass kicked.
What was one of the first games that really had a good character customizer for those games?
It would have been I think WrestleMania 2000 or No Mercy.
Okay. So I can't remember which one. I played my version.
Or maybe it was SmackDown. I forget which came first. I think SmackDown might have come
I think
first.
it was SmackDown. Was SmackDown on the PlayStation?
Yes.
Okay, because SmackDown's the one, like the PlayStation version or whatever, is the one I played.
Yeah, no, SmackDown has always been PlayStation until the Xbox 360.
And I made a guy that had like a bow tie and all this stuff, and his name was Butler. Because that was his backstory, is that he was a butler that went crazy.
So he was a Butler beatdown.
And I could beat every one of my friends with Butler, and it just became a weird thing.
I can't remember what... I used to play SmackDown 2 with one of my friends.
Mm-hmm.
And he'd always come over and he'd bring his PS1 and we'd play it. I made some weird robot character. I think I made Robot Man, I think is what I call him.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what my buddy did. It might have just been him. But we always have like these ridiculous matches, like fighting up on this top of the steel cage through the ceiling and everything. That was so good.
Yeah.
Those games were so fun.
There was one ridiculous match we had. There was the low blow that you could assign.
Yep.
And we made a character. I don't know if you ever saw Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Not that movie, no.
Okay, Mark Hamill and that, like, they're shooting a film based on Blunt Man and Chronic, the fictional comic book characters or whatever in that, like, world that Kevin Smith made, like the Jersey series. And their nemesis in the movie they're making is called Cockknocker. And he, like, has a double lightsaber that looks like a weird dildo or something, and you know what I mean. Like, it's just very, like, haha, penis jokes sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But, so we made a guy named Cockknocker, and his only move that every button was assigned to was a low blow. And we did a 4-person rumble, and it made a stupid, like, ding sound every time.
Yeah.
There was a low blow, and it was just everybody just low blowing each other until they couldn't stand up anymore.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
It took like an hour and a half.
That sounds amazing. That'd be so fun to do.
And the whole time we were just laughing the whole time because we were a bunch of stupid kids. But yeah, that's my wrestling story, I guess.
Can I just, I guess this will be a confession. I have a soft spot for wrestling games.
Yeah.
And, yeah, like I have WWE 13.
Okay.
And I don't know, did I ever show you the story I made in that?
No.
It was Batman, Superman, and Jill Valentine. Batman found a briefcase full of money and ran off with it, but it ends up it was Superman's money. So Superman ran over the Batmobile with a monster truck.
Mm-hmm.
and then Batman tried to kill him to get it back. I just wrote it out of the blue. I picked it up after watching the amazing stories that were on Giant Bomb at the time,
Okay.
like Ghost Problems and Ghost Problems More.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I have a soft spot for wrestling games. I love playing them.
Yeah, totally. And like those games aren't that good without people though. That's
Yeah,
the thing
no,
for me.
yeah, no, I can see that. I still enjoy them regardless. But like the last wrestling game I played was I think SmackDown vs. Raw '07,
Hmm.
and I was playing that with my roommate at the time. We made like he made Will Smith from Wild Wild West,
Okay.
and fuck, I can't remember what my character was. I think I used Chun Li or something like that, and we were just doing all these ridiculous storylines. It was fun.
Yeah, totally. So wrestling games, Keith Courage.
By God, by God.
All right then. So we'll be talking about Super Mario 64 next week instead of Shadows of the Empire. And then we're gonna stick with what we chose for what the hell was the next system?
It would have been PS1, which I believe is Parasite Eve.
Parasite. Wait, no. Die Hard Arcade.
Oh, right, we're doing Sega Saturn.
Sega Saturn. So we're gonna talk about Die Hard Arcade.
So Sega Saturn, or if you have a good enough PC, you can emulate it. Which really, if you can emulate arcade games, you should be able to emulate this.
Actually, you know what? Let's go crazier.
Uh-oh.
Die Hard Arcade and Parasite Eve next week.
What?
Or not next week, 2 weeks from now.
You want to do both games next week?
No, Shadows or Mario 64 next week.
Oh, I mean, 2 weeks from now.
2 weeks from now.
2 weeks from now, you want to do both games?
Yes.
You crazy.
I know.
You know what? I found I didn't have a copy of Parasite Eve 1. I thought I did.
That's
I do
weird.
now. I do now. I picked one up yesterday.
Oh, okay. So you're good then.
Yeah, but I was just finally like.
Oh, and dude, it's on the PSN too.
Oh, right. Well,
Yeah.
I
So.
definitely paid more than the PSN version.
Oh, dude, what?
Yeah.
That sucks.
It was in really good condition though. The only thing that sucks is the greatest hits, but whatever. I've gotten over that.
I have the official strategy guide from that from when I was like 13.
Is it from Prima or Brady Games?
You know what? Vamp for a second while I look.
Oh man, you're gonna make me stall. All right, so how's it going, guys? I probably shouldn't have made him mention that during the recording, but while
Brady
he's doing
Games.
Brady Games, okay.
Sorry, it was on the bookshelf just under something. That's why I had to check.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Oh, dude, this is weird. I forgot that strategy guides to like look big use huge font.
Yeah.
I haven't used a strategy guide since Final Fantasy X, and even then, I just got it because like there was a deal to buy that with the game.
I somewhere in this house, I have a strategy guide for like Gears of War 2.
Weird.
I didn't. It was a collector's edition guide at that.
Yeah, I have one for like Resident Evil back on the PlayStation, and that thing is in the worst condition ever because I read the shit out of that. You know how some people like will revisit like Catcher in the Rye or something every year?
Mm-hmm.
Resident Evil Director's Cut strategy guide for me.
Oh wow.
For a while, not anytime the last 10 years, obviously, but yeah. Yeah. Okay, so I mean, the only reason I'm saying we should or could talk about both is because we talked about 3 or 4 games
True.
this time around.
But yeah, like how long is Parasite Eve? I know it's a 2-disc game.
It's actually not that bad. There's a lot of like stuff you can do, like collecting junk and stuff and upgrading your weapons and whatnot, but like you can run through it pretty quick, couple hours.
All right. Well, I'm looking it up on how long. Oh, apparently I've already looked it up on howlongtobeat.com.
Because we have a list. So
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, I should see how long that's going to take.
Main story 9 hours 27 minutes. Main plus extras 10 hours 55 minutes. Completionist 30 hours.
Yeah, because there's this Chrysler building thing that's just like floors and floors of basically survival, trying to kill stuff and not die. And that can take like easily 20 hours.
Jeez.
That's not part of the main game though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's a 2-sitting game depending how much time you have to devote. It's not too bad.
All right. Well, I'll keep it in mind.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to play it because I definitely don't need to practice Die Hard.
Well, I'm gonna have to play Die Hard because I definitely don't need to play Parasite Eve.
Well, let me just say you don't need to really twist your arm to play that. That game's good.
Yeah,
It's a good game.
I'm gonna say Parasite Eve's good too, though.
Yeah, Parasite is a better game. I'll just say that.
No, I'm just
But
saying, like, either way, I think we both win.
yeah, Die Hard Arcade is just like is a B movie game that I love essentially.
Well, because Die Hard.
Yeah, true.
It's
Die
kind
Hard's
of
the best. Die Hard's the best Christmas movie. Come on,
it's
let's be
kind of
honest.
too bad that we weren't able to stay on track. Just
Yeah,
say
no, because we were going to actually post the Die Hard episode
on Christmas.
Christmas,
Yeah.
and then we took like the whole weeks off and we just threw off the schedule.
Like, fun fact, we would be done probably our list.
Uh,
We'd be high up on it though.
yeah, we'd be almost at the end.
We would be at episode 14, I think.
No, I think we'd be at 15 or 16.
Really?
9, 10, 11, 12. That feels like this would have been 30. No, maybe you're right.
Okay, because I've been playing episode 15 a bit. That game's okay, but it's not as good as I remember, so I don't know.
Maybe I'll load up the Steam version of it and play it.
That's what I've been playing. I don't have the original copy.
I still have my original copy. I actually have it signed by Scott C, the artist.
Oh, I thought you were going to give something out there.
Oh shit! I almost did.
I know. I think people might be able to figure out, but you know what? You'll have like
A month.
You'll have a month to do that. People don't care. They don't care about what we say.
We've probably already said what game it is, by the way. I think we said it in a previous podcast by accident.
Yeah.
Go back and listen!
Bye, guys.